What's up everyone, it's Ampharob here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some graded cards, and they're not any sort of graded cards. These are actually my first ever graded cards I received that I sent off myself to PSA. Over a year ago, I did a video showing not only what their grades were, what they came back as, but also what their post-grade prices were and also their pre-graded prices were. And I thought, you know what, a lot has changed since last year in the Pokemon community. Prices have absolutely gone up, down and all around because of a massive influx of interest. And I had a recent look at the prices of these cards and oh my. Right, that's enough watching me get all hot and flustered. Let's get into the video. There's nothing there, but the pile is on my left, so it doesn't spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen the cards yet from that video. So, up first, we have got Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX from the set Unbroken Bonds. Now, this card, when it came out, and this was actually the last one I showed in my video, because this is a card I actually pulled myself, and I was ecstatic that it got a 10. Back then, it had an ungraded price of £180, and it's actually made a little bit of a loss. It's the only card in this collection that made a loss. My guess is it doesn't only feature Charizard. I'm pretty sure if this card was only Charizard, it would be up a little bit more. There was a lot of Unbroken Bonds printed, and even the set has gone up a little bit. Right now, it's only worth £150 ungraded, but last year it was worth about £500 graded, and now it's only worth around £450, so it's not very surprising that it hasn't really changed in price. That's just because so much was printed, and it's only been a year, and it doesn't really only feature Charizard as another Pokemon inside the frame. Now we've got our losses out of the way, it's time for the big stuff, and we're bringing in another Charizard card. It is the Legendary Collection PSA 8 Charizard. The original base set artwork has seen such a huge increase and decrease in such a short space of time. It went all the way up in April, May, then it went a bit down, and then it went all the way back up again in October, and then it's kind of gone back to its pre-October price almost. However, it does not mean it's gone to the price it was last year. Last year ungraded it was worth around £200 with a graded 8 value of £250. Yet 1 year on, its graded price has risen to £700 and it's got a graded value of £1,200. If I did this video back in October, I think this was even that PSA 8 was looking around £2,000 to £2,500. Charizard was just everyone just wanted to get it, and then everyone just stopped. And by the way, if you're wondering where I get all my pricing from, it's from eBay. I do check the latest sold history and I try and work out a bit of an average. So all these prices are a bit estimate. Some things may have changed since I did these prices about 2 weeks ago. Little disclaimer there. Up next is our first Gold Star. No, it's not a Charizard for once. It's a Mew Gold Star. This had a very similar increase in value to the Legendary Collection Charizard. Back then at PSA, even PSA 9 worthy, it was worth around £200 ungraded, which is quite crazy to think all these cards were so cheap just 1 year ago. It's kind of like a pattern that's been growing, year and year growth on all these cool Gold Star cards and Charizard cards. And even though in this near mint condition it was £200 ungraded, it was only worth around £300 as a PSA 9. And now what, skip a year forward, I think it's worth around £600 ungraded and £1,200 graded. Gold Stars have become extremely popular because they all have very low population, especially the PSA 10s. They have absolutely skyrocketed, and if you were looking into getting like PSA 10s for your collection or as an investment, I don't really talk too much about investments because I'm a collector first and then I guess an investor second, but if you're looking at stuff like a blue Mew is so cool. There are many shiny Pokemon that aren't great, but Mew is one of the original 151 Pokemon, and it was in its own movie, and to have a shiny version of it it's a great card to have in a collection overall. So I would highly recommend getting one of these, whether you like to collect in it or if you want to try and make some money in the future. This is definitely a good card to get. Another Gold Star that's gained a lot of popularity is Latias Gold Star. Now back last year, this was actually worth only £160 graded, and it has skyrocketed, absolutely skyrocketed in this condition to £800 ungraded. In a year, that's an increase of 400%, which is absolutely insane. And there's quite a few reasons to do with that. Not only is the set extremely hard to get a hold of, it's from the set EX Deoxys. It has a lot of cards. You had the Latios Gold Star and also Rayquaza Gold Star, which will go in later in the video. But the EX Deoxys set was very low quality print one, so it's incredibly hard to get these in really good condition, especially as a PSA 10. Just last year, this was only worth around £350 as a PSA 8, and now we're looking at around £1,250. I definitely think it's worth it. And it was, once again, it's Legendaries that had its own movie. I think they were in the fifth Pokemon movie. It's just a really nice card. And actually, talking about more modern cards, you've got the Latias and Latios Tag Team GX, and those just prove that Latias and Latios are really popular Pokemon still. And that card has also gone, it's a modern card. It's like around 2 years old, and it's worth almost £100 now. It's absolutely ridiculous. Gold Stars, I've always believed in, are worth collecting. I've got a few of them, which I'll show you all one day. I keep saying these one days: Pikachu collection, Charizard collection, but it's coming. This is a part of my collection, and I'm showing you more. Be ready for it. Up next is one of the more rarer cards in my collection because only 100 of these exist. It's the Art Academy Delphox card. Art Academy cards are extremely difficult to price. Even though it's one of my rarer cards in my collection, it hasn't actually budged that much since last year. There isn't normally too much interest in Art Academy cards. Even though there's only 100 of these in the world, people prefer the Pikachu and the cuter or more legendary, rarer Pokemon. I find Delphox incredibly cool myself. I think the artwork is amazing, and I'm really lucky to have one of these. Last year it was worth around £800, and it's gone up to £1,200 ungraded. And then with a graded value back then of £1,300, and we're estimating it to be around £1,800 now because there was one on eBay that sold for as PSA 9 for £2,000, but it was the best offer taken. And these are actually incredibly hard to price, even though it was best offer of £2,000. It's like, how do you price a 9 and a 10? If a 9 went for around £1,800, £2,000, would a 10 be £5,000? I don't think so, personally. I think it's just all depending on trends and what people want to get. It's like, once again, if you want to own a card there's only 100 of, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. But there are better cards that you might want to get for £2,000, like Gold Stars as a collection, for your collection, or even as an investment. If someone wanted a Delphox and there were none available basically and wanted to pay £10,000, that is completely possible, but you can technically say that about any other card. However, there are less of these available than for, say, Gold Star Rayquaza or something. Speaking of which, Gold Star Rayquaza is up next. It's Gold Star Rayquaza. What more can you say? It's definitely, I think, the most valuable next to... Actually, no, it is the most valuable Gold Star card there is. Not only was it a playable card, which means people put these in their decks, and it was very hard to get a PSA 10 because obviously everyone was using them. It came from the set EX Deoxys, which I said earlier, the Latias Gold Star. It had a very horrible print quality, and I think the latest PSA 10 sold for maybe like $30,000 or even $40,000 maybe. It's absolutely insane. It's even worth more than the Gold Star Charizard. Shiny Rayquaza just looks incredible. It's got that natural swirl it's got of itself curling around the card, and it's just a black Rayquaza. It just had such a cool palette swap as well, and super popular. And even though this is only a PSA 7, back then it was worth around £400, back then being last year, and now it has an ungraded value in this condition of £1,200. That's an £800 increase. People just want to get their hands on a Rayquaza, and because of that ungraded value increase, it's had a whopping grading value increase. Back then, ungraded, this was a £700 card as a PSA 7, and now it's about £2,500. That's a £1,800 increase, and it makes me a bit like, it's like, I just buy these cards because I like it. As I said, I'm a collector at first. I know my stuff about, I guess, investing and stuff. I'll get into it in a different video if you'd like me to. If you want to hear more about investing, I'll try and incorporate it a little bit more. I tend to stray off from the subject because Pokemon's fun, and it's really easy to get caught up in the money aspect of collecting Pokemon or any other card game, and just anything that your hobby is based on, and taking it too seriously can ruin it for you. So I want to incorporate it a little bit gently, but I guess we'll see. Anyways, back to the card. It's a big value card now. I've got another one that I need to get sent off grading. It's just absolutely incredible. That was a little bit of a flex. I'll give you guys that one. That was a little bit of a flex. This video is not a flex, I promise you. It's just a bit of fun. On to the next card, which is a Crystal Charizard, a PSA 7 Near Mint Crystal Charizard. I don't really need to do too much of an introduction to Charizard. It's Charizard. The number one rule of Pokemon is that Charizard always goes up in price. And strangely enough, this didn't actually have an effect from the base set Charizard. I talked about how the base set Charizard went up and then down. Crystal Charizard, in fact, has just gone up. It just stayed high up, and it's pretty remarkable. Just last year, this card in ungraded in this condition had about a £500 value with a £650 graded value as a 7, which is quite crazy to think about it. When I looked online, I saw the increase of this was a £1,400 ungraded. That's a £900 increase. And then graded as a 7, it's around £2,500, and that's a majority to thank to Skyridge. Skyridge is the set this came from. It's the last Wizards of the Coast set. People are going crazy for it. People want these hard to get artworks in really good condition. They are some of the best Pokemon artworks we've ever seen, and the packs are just way out of everyone's league now. Like 99% of collectors, casual collectors will say, and to get a Charizard in good condition now is just super hard to get. We'll talk about it more shortly because I don't want to do any spoilers, but there's another Crystal Charizard coming up, but that's one for, if you've watched my video from last year, you'd have known that. Before we get into that Crystal Charizard though, there is just one other card. It's my problem child. It's the gold. It was the shining Magikarp, the Pokemon Fan Club Shining Magikarp. I call this a problem child is because it got a 3, and I'm still very confused about that. For those that remember, I was really excited to get this. Like, the story behind this card was I purchased it on eBay for like £10, I think about 5 years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I got it for £10. I thought it was the regular. When I say I thought it was the regular Shining Magikarp, I only thought there was one Shining Magikarp. I was like, you know what? That's a steal. £10 is an absolute steal. It was sleeved, but not in a hard plastic sleeve. I left it in a pile of cards, and I just forgot about it for about 3.5, 4 years. And then Max, our good friend Max Mofo Pokemon, he messages me this card online. He was like, he's thinking of getting it, and I'm like, yo, I think I've got that card. And he's just like, no way. No way you've got that card. And I was out at the time. I was like, when I get home, I'll take a picture. And I run to this like stack of cards, and at the very bottom, I've got this in a sort of regular sleeve, this like £1,000 card in the sleeve, and I was just like, whoa, yeah, I've got it. And it was quite a funny feeling. But yeah, to get a 3, there wasn't really much wrong with it. Like, it's got whitening on the back and stuff, but not too much, and some whitening in the top corner, but there wasn't any dents. There's no indents, creases, so I do need to send this back to grading, and we'll see what it gets. So as for value, last year ungraded I had this around £1,500. I wasn't sure to put it as a graded value because you just don't see them for sale, especially as a graded 3, so I wasn't really quite sure what to put it. However, this year I've said ungraded is around £2,000 because there's been that upsurge in popularity on owning exclusive Japanese cards that never came out in English. Even though this came out in the set, it's just a exclusive fan club promo, which we didn't get these fan club promos, so people want to just try and own something that's quite unique. However, there have been listings / sales of this card in higher grades. I think a PSA 6 went for around £2,800, and then a PSA 9 is over £6,000. So I think pricing this at around £2,000, hoping it will get a higher grade, is a fair estimate. Now is on to the very last card, the piece of the resistance, the cherry on top, the milk in my shake. It's the Crystal Charizard PSA 9. I'm smiling a lot because I was kind of shocked. I only found this out, like I said, 2 weeks ago at the price increase. I can't really say much that I haven't said before. Incredible artwork from Skyridge. People want it. It's Charizard. What more could you want? This last year was worth around £700 ungraded with a £1,100 graded value as a PSA 9. So in a year, that £700 Charizard in mint condition has increased to £2,500 estimate in near mint to mint condition, and then it has a PSA 9 graded worth value as £6,800. The last one sold for $9,000 just a couple of weeks ago. And honestly, I'm flabbergasted. I didn't expect that. If I did expect that, I would have definitely bought more of these for £700. It's just the increase, the popularity of Charizard. Never doubt it. Never doubt the popularity of Charizard. They're printing Charizard, like modern day Charizard, they're printing it like anything. People are able to get them in mint condition though. That is the key difference. There are by far greater amount of players and collectors there are now than there were in 2002, 2003. People just didn't look after their cards back then. So to get one in near mint condition, this is why the price has just keep on increasing year in, year out. And honestly, all these cards, I didn't expect it. Like just how crazy it is. I did the calculations of the total ungraded value back then, and that was £4,640. In comparison to now, it's all worth ungraded around these conditions £10,550. That's a £5,910 increase, which is 127%. That is insane for just 9 cards. That's absolutely madness. And what's even crazier is the new graded value. So last year, everything was worth around £7,150. And now it's got a new graded value of £20,500. This card obviously carried around, what, just over a quarter of that price. But it's absolutely madness. That's a £13,350 increase, 187% increase. I guess that percentage just went down. Just like drop all the cards. Just like all these cards have just. I need to stop touching them. These cards have just. It's just remarkable. Pokemon is an incredible hobby. But in this last year, random people used to collect or have never collected before, have just found the hobby and have just started to buy cards themselves. Any advice I can give? If people, is anyone asking there for advice? Yes, you out back. There's a head there. I'm completely aware of it. By the way, I forgot to move it. I'm sorry if you're freaked out. My girlfriend does hair course modeling. Anyways, if there's any advice I could give, if you wanted to get into collecting and investing, definitely be a collector first. It's much easier to invest if you're a collector, and it's a weird thing to say. I wouldn't just dive head into something I didn't know. I would do my research about Pokemon and honestly just buy cards you like. It's like buying something just for the sake of buying it and hoping it increases in value. People who go into the property market or stock have a passion for that sort of stuff, and I think if you're going into head first, if you're just going to like these blinking lights, these headlights, you're just going to get blindsided and it could ruin it for you, honestly. So just make sure you're being wise and you're just having fun, and I think that's the main importance of collecting Pokemon and even investing in it. So that's all I've got to say. I thought it would be quite fun to do a year update on the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, I might even do it next year. I think it'll be quite interesting to see what prices cards go up by every year, and I might even make a spreadsheet, being the Poke nerd that I am. I need to learn how to make spreadsheets. And also, I do actually have more graded cards, stuff I bought over the years, so I'm more than happy to do a video showing all the graded cards and the values, and then we can just make this maybe a yearly Christmas thing, or we'll have to see, an end of year financial report. I don't even know. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave it a like, and if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe and check out my other videos. Let me know in the comments below, do you collect? Do you invest? Do you just enjoy watching people do it instead of spending your own money? Let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing what all of you do with your Pokemon collection or money or free time in general, I guess. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a couple of days, because there will be a Christmas surprise. And it will definitely be a surprise if I actually do upload on Christmas for the both of us.